You are 35,000 feet above the Pacific Ocean. There are no nearby airports, no major cities, no easy landing spots. So how can airlines safely fly routes like this every single day? Look at a flight map sometime. New York to Tokyo. Your instinct draws a straight line across the Pacific. The actual route often curves dramatically north, up toward Alaska, across the Bering Sea, down into Japan. It looks wrong. It is not wrong. It is the most efficient route given the shape of the Earth and the conditions that day. Before airlines can even worry about the safest route, they first have to solve a geometry problem. On a flat map, a straight line looks shortest. But the Earth is not flat. It is a sphere. And on a sphere, the shortest distance between 2 points is not a straight line. It is a curve called a great circle route. Imagine stretching a piece of string between 2 points on a globe. The string naturally follows the shortest curve between those 2 points on the globe. That arc is shorter than following a straight-looking line on a flat map. New York to London on a flat map looks like a straight shot across the Atlantic. On a globe, the actual shortest path curves up toward Greenland and Iceland. Most long-haul flights begin with that arc as their baseline, before wind, weather, and airspace reshape the final path. You just could not see it on the map. But great circle geometry is only the beginning, because the shortest path and the fastest path are not always the same thing. Above the Earth, between 30,000 and 40,000 feet, there are rivers of air, jet streams, narrow bands of wind moving at speeds that can exceed 200 miles per hour. They flow from west to east across both hemispheres, driven by temperature differences between the poles and the equator. A plane flying with a strong tailwind can add 100 miles per hour or more to its ground speed without increasing engine power. A plane flying into those winds can lose a similar amount of ground speed. This is why flying from New York to London takes about 7 hours. But flying from London to New York takes closer to 8. Same distance, same plane, same fuel load. 1 hour difference because of invisible rivers of wind. Airlines continuously use detailed weather forecasts and dispatch planning to take advantage of favorable winds. The route your plane takes is not fixed. It is updated before every departure based on current conditions. 2 flights on the same route a week apart can follow completely different paths across the same ocean. But even that curved, wind-adjusted route is not simply drawn freely across the sky. It follows invisible highways called airways, managed constantly by air traffic control. Your plane isn't wandering. It's following one. But none of that, the geometry, the wind, the track, matters if something goes wrong and there's nowhere to land. Survival math. On many long-haul twin-engine flights, dispatchers must ensure the aircraft remains within its certified diversion time from a suitable airport at all times. This is governed by a certification called ETOPS. Depending on the aircraft and operator, that diversion window can range from 120 minutes to over 300 minutes. What it means in practice is this. If one engine fails over the ocean, the plane must be able to reach a suitable alternate airport on its remaining engine within that certified window. That single requirement shapes entire oceanic flight paths in ways most passengers never realize. For twin-engine aircraft with tighter diversion limits, this is one reason certain routes stay closer to Iceland or trace the Aleutian Islands rather than cutting straight across open water. They are not taking the long way. They are staying within reach of somewhere safe to land, which brings us to the place that makes this real. There is a location in the South Pacific called Point Nemo. It is 1,670 miles from the nearest land in any direction. When the International Space Station passes overhead, its astronauts can sometimes be the closest humans to Point Nemo. You are closer to outer space than to civilization. Point Nemo is so remote that space agencies have used the region as a controlled re-entry zone for retired spacecraft. NASA, the European Space Agency, and others have deorbited spacecraft there deliberately. Hundreds of spacecraft have ended their journeys in the region, including the Mir space station. Very few commercial routes pass anywhere near Point Nemo. One reason is that there are almost no suitable diversion airports anywhere in the region. No runway within reach. No airport within range. The aviation system quietly avoids the most remote place on Earth and says, "Not here." And then there is one more layer most passengers never consider: politics. Not every country allows foreign aircraft to fly through its airspace. Some charge fees. Some restrict access entirely. Russian airspace closures have added significant time and fuel cost to certain Europe to Asia routes. Flights that once crossed Siberia directly now route south through the Middle East. Political tensions, sanctions, conflict, and insurance considerations can all influence whether airlines use certain airspace. Every flight path is simultaneously solving for geometry, wind, invisible airways, survival math, and geopolitics. All at once, before every single departure. Here is what this reveals. The sky is not empty space you fly through. It is a constantly shifting system of invisible forces, political boundaries, and survival calculations. When you look at a flight path and think it looks wrong, it is not wrong. It is the output of a calculation so complex that airlines employ entire departments of meteorologists, dispatchers, and route analysts to run it fresh every single day. The curved path, the northern arc, the detour that adds an hour. Every single one of those decisions has a reason, usually several reasons layered on top of each other. Every flight you have ever taken was navigating all of it. You just never knew to look. The next time your flight seems to take the long way around, remember this. It probably is not lost. It is solving a problem you cannot even see.